Can you believe I still did not get the surgery I wanted after all those videos? You would think this is some freaking telenovela, but no, it is not. I did message my clinic yesterday and I said, okay, well, since I did not get the surgery I want, is there a way to check whether I'm sterile or not? Hello cookies, it's Siri. I am back today on Friday the 19th of November after I had my surgery on Monday the 15th of November. We're here 15 minutes early, so as they say, third time is the charm. So hopefully this time I would get things done. So first time reporting cookies, it has gone well. Everyone has been really friendly so far. So far it's going well. I'm waiting now for someone to call my name so I can go inside. And yeah, that's about it. Don't actually know how I look like. Oh, not too bad. How do you put these on? Wait, I'm having a doubt, cookies. Like this, okay. The one thing that I like though is that this is not the thin paper one anymore. I think it feels like real cotton. Can you see my privates? So this feels like real cotton now. So it's less cold and it's cozier. It feels like a big pajama. So that is a big improvement. Gotta give it to them. After changing clothes, I waited for 2 hours in my room before it was actually time for the surgery. And during the wait, my surgeon came and she discussed the alternatives when it comes to my sterilization. I did not get the sterilization that I wanted. I told you cookies that I wanted a double salpingectomy, so removing the tubes. But my doctor, who was also the doctor that granted me my sterilization, was against it. She said that there were greater risks that she would hurt the tissues around or that I would start early menopause. So she really tried to dissuade me from removing my tubes. Instead, she wanted me to take the usual route that they pick, and that is to burn the tubes. So it's not really a tubal ligation because they don't cut the tubes, but they just burn them. So I told her I did not want an ectopic pregnancy, and she said that it has never happened to anyone she's done the procedure on, that it's really safe, that the risks are very low, and that there were greater risks for me doing a double salpingectomy. So I debated with myself whether I would agree to change the surgery because I really wanted my tubes removed, but she said, nah, you don't want to start an early menopause, you don't want to take the risk of hurting the tissues around, let's just do the usual route, that's what I would recommend. And she said that she recommended it 3 times, as in she said, I really would recommend that, you decide, but I recommend it. I mean, that's what I recommend in that moment. Of course, I wanted what I wanted. And as some of you will say, Iri, you should have told her you really wanted the tubes removed. But at the same time, my gut feeling was telling me she was not very confident about removing the tubes. I don't know why, but the way she was expressing it and saying it, I thought, either she's not very used to removing the tubes, or she hasn't done it so many times, or she doesn't like it, or something has happened before. But it's very clear to me that this person would do it if I insisted, but it's not something they wanted to do or liked to do or some backstory like that. So I thought, okay, she's the one who's going to cut me open. She says there's risks and things like that, so I just said okay, sure. After she explained to me and I asked a lot of questions, I did agree to just have my tubes burned. So the wait from when I arrived to when I got on the surgery table was 2 hours, and the surgery itself went well, I assume. I don't remember anything, and when I woke up I asked them if it went well and they said that it went well, so I thought okay. The one thing that I noticed is that I did feel dizzy and a huge sense of vertigo, and the whole room was spinning. I had a hard time staying awake. Hey cookies! I just finished Well, I don't know actually when I finished because I was sleeping in and out, and I feel drugged. I feel like this is probably how people feel when they're hungover, but I've never been hungover, so I don't know how it feels like. And I also noticed when I woke up that I beat myself. Like, can you see this? I don't know when that happened, but I beat myself. So I had 2 roommates in the same room, and both of them already on their feet, feeling amazing, and they're gone, I think, at least one of them. So I'm just like, oh. I'm the only one feeling like this, but it's much better than in 2016, at least when I did the first laparoscopy. So it could have gone worse. I think sleeping makes it worse. Like, I get a bit, and I have the weirdest dreams, you know, like those winter dreams. In Madagascar, we call them winter dreams. I guess in English you would say a fever dream. So I'm dreaming about weird stuff, like a giant cat that is giving me marshmallows. I mean, it's weird. But yeah, so apart from the fact that I feel a bit sick in the stomach and a bit like vertigo, it's okay. Yes. And everyone has been friendly as well, which is really nice. Oh yeah, I will talk to you later. I had my surgery at around 10, and I was only feeling okay-ish at around 3 p.m. So for me, the anesthesia really knocked me out. But at least I did not throw up. I did not feel too nauseous. I just felt dizzy. I felt some vertigo. But it was nowhere near as bad as the surgery in 2016. The one next thing that got me very worried as well is whether I would be able to go pee by myself, because in 2016 I could not. And so they had to put a catheter in me for a couple of weeks, which was painful and uncomfortable. And of course, it's never nice to have to carry a pee bag around, as you've probably seen in my vlog back then. And I was so worried about that. So once I started to feel a little bit stronger, actually after I filmed when I show you that my lip was busted, I tried to head to the bathroom and pee, and I was really thinking, please, 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 let me be able to pee, let me be able to pee. I was so worried. I remembered, I was so worried. I thought, okay, I'm not feeling so nauseous at the moment. It's just vertigo, so that went better. Maybe this one could also get better. I managed to pee. I managed to pee. I was so relieved and so happy. That was the biggest thing for me. There was no problem peeing, and this is way too much information, but sometimes the small victories are huge victories. Honestly, it's you don't realize how nice it is to be able to pee by yourself until you cannot pee by yourself anymore. Then you truly feel grateful. So if you, Cookie, can pee by yourself right now, honestly, I'm not even joking, you have to feel grateful, because it is not fun not being able to pee by yourself and worrying about whether you can pee by yourself or not. The boyfriend came at 3 p.m. with Christine, his friend from Dungeons and Dragons, who offered to give us a ride back. That is super nice of her. And in the car, I remember that I was feeling so dizzy and just out of it, and like I would be really, really drunk, even though I've never been drunk before. But I didn't feel well. And the thing is, I didn't want to be ungrateful or rude, but I genuinely just wanted to be quiet. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to have conversation. I didn't want to look at anything. I just wanted to be in my head and go to bed or something, because I was feeling knocked out. But I still tried to make conversation. I think I joked a little bit, and the ride back home only took about 10 minutes, but for me it felt like it was 1 hour. So I'm really grateful to Christine for picking us up, and that was a nice thing that I really recommend if you can have someone to pick you up, or if you can take a cab or an Uber. one of my roommates, she wanted to walk back to the train station from the hospital, and I thought, you do you, girl. I felt really admirative because I could not have done that. The afternoon went quite well. I did feel the vertigo still, but I didn't feel any kind of pain. I didn't feel as bad as in 2016, and I thought, okay, this is going to be an easy recovery. Oh boy, was I wrong. The night arrived, we went to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night hurting everywhere. My incisions were hurting, my tubes were hurting, or at least I'm assuming it's the area and around the tubes, because it was on the left and on the right where the tubes should be. I had premenstrual cramps because I checked my period tracker and it said that my period was supposed to arrive. So I thought, okay. I had gas pain from the gas. My throat was hurting really bad because they put a tube into your throat to help you breathe. Everything was hurting and I was in so much pain. I had to breathe like, I could not fall asleep. I probably slept something like 2 hours that night. Truthfully, Monday evening, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really felt like I was hit by a truck. Every single part of my body was hurting. And it's so weird because even my cheeks, you know, my squishy, chubby cheeks were hurting. I don't know where that came from, but munching on food, and I only had soup and potato mashed potatoes, soup. I had congee, which is rice soup, so I had soup thingies and soft thingies, but still munching on food was painful. Chewing, so my cheeks were hurting, my neck was hurting like crazy, the inside of my throat was hurting, all of the areas where the gas was trapped, so my shoulders, diaphragm, my stomach, I had so much bloating. The side of my thighs were hurting a lot. They're still hurting right now, actually. And I don't know why, but maybe it's from sleeping on my side, because that's the only position that helped me. I could not sleep on my back, but sleeping on my side helped with the gas. So every part of my body was hurting apart from my hands and my feet. I'm not even joking. Everywhere was hurting. I really felt like I was hit by a truck. And I was pretty miserable for these past days because the pain was too much to really do anything much. And I could not sleep that well. I have issues if I consume too much painkillers, so I was trying to take as little painkiller as possible so that my stomach would not hurt, but at the same time I did not like the pain that much. I mean, for me, pain is always better than feeling nauseous, so at least I did not have that nausea feeling, but it was still really rough. And this is so different from person to person, Cookies, because like I said, if you looked at my roommates, they were totally fine. Of course, I don't know how they were when they went back home, because maybe they started to feel pain as well in the evening like me, but at least on the day itself, they were fine. When I was filming in the changing room, there was a lady there with me, and she was changing, and of course I asked her if it was okay with her if I filmed myself and not her, but she was changing there in the background and she was totally fine, even though she had surgery after me. So this is really particular, and I think for me, I'm quite sensitive to painkillers, to alcohol, to sleeping pills, to any kind of heavy drug or anything that goes in the bloodstream or affects your body in a drug-like sense. I get very, very sensitive to it, and it really feels like it's attacking my body. And that's one of the reasons I don't like drinking alcohol, because I don't even get that happy feeling that people seem to have. For me, it goes from feeling well to really feeling unwell and sick and painful and headache and just not very nice. And painkillers do the same for me, actually. If I take painkillers, I feel less pain in the area where I'm having pain, but my whole body feels really bad afterwards, so it's never worth it for me to take painkillers. So because I'm sensitive like that, I think that's why I react so strongly to general anesthesia and surgeries because my body doesn't like all the things that are pumped into me during the surgery. So don't be scared, cookies, because we're all different. There's a huge chance that if you can consume alcohol or painkillers or both and you don't have those crazy side effects that I get from those, you will probably definitely fare way better than me doing this surgery or any laparoscopic surgery. It's just that I'm more sensitive to medications and drugs. What I mean by drugs is not the illegal stuff. I mean the drugs as in medicinal drugs. Are you my recovery companion? Yes. I will film a full video next week with my tips pre-surgery, during the surgery day, and then for recovery. I have tons of tips because I've done this surgery twice. I am a veteran now, so I know the things that I did right, I know the things that I did wrong, and I also know the things that really truly helped me. So I will compile a whole list and film you, cookies, a video, and also I will give tips for the people who will be there to help you during your recovery, because it's also stressful for the people around. I did not know that the boyfriend would be so stressed about my surgery until he actually told me, I think on Monday or Tuesday, about how he was relieved that I was okay, and he was so stressed and he's been really anxious about it. And the boyfriend doesn't show anything. He's always stone cold. The boyfriend is the type of person that has a resting bitch face / resting jerk face. So he's not a mean person or a jerk, but his face is very much cold, Scandinavian, serious. So I did not expect him to be stressed by this whole thing, but he's actually been stressed about it, and I'm truly happy that he told me afterwards, because I didn't know, I didn't think that it would also be a big deal for him. So today is Friday, as I've said, and my surgery was on Monday, and today is the first day when I'm really feeling like there is some light at the end of the tunnel. I'm, as you've noticed, still not feeling that great, and I do have pains here and there, but I think it would still take me about 10 days to feel like I'm back to feeling like normal. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. And that's it for me today, cookies. I'm going to go continue rest. I just wanted to give you a quick update, and also wanted to say thank you for all the comments you left on all my multiple videos about this journey. Can you believe I still did not get the surgery I wanted after all those videos? You would think this is some freaking telenovela, but no, it is not. I did message my clinic yesterday and I said, okay, well, since I did not get the surgery I want, is there a way to check whether I'm sterile or not? Of course, not right now, because I don't want to go anywhere. I'm not even leaving the apartment yet. But in the future, is there a way to check whether it's done properly and I'm sterile? And they said to call them once I'm recovered, so that I can have an ultrasound performed by my doctor to check that the tubes are fully blocked. So at least there's that, there is a way to check. And that's about it. I will make some more videos. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will answer all of them either in my tips video or in a special Q&A about laparoscopy or gas or anything like that. Oh, my period has come as well, which is something that I have mentioned, and I haven't noticed any difference compared to the usual thing. Maybe in the future, since it is so close to the surgery, maybe there is no effect yet, but so far it's still the same. I feel the same, and it feels like it all comes at once. I really did not want to be in recovery and having my period at the same time, but well, it's happening right now and I just have to deal with it. And so thank you, cookies, for the support, for being so nice. I'm really happy to have you guys around, and I will see you, cookies, at the next video. Bye bye.